friends, how is everyone? It's Sarah here. Today I am showing you my June TBR. June is also the hashtag Emojiathon for the entire month, and so my TBR reflects that mostly. As of this filming, I am currently reading 3 books that I feel like I should probably mention. The first is A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I am about halfway through it. I have been mostly listening to this on audio, and yes, I have been reading this since February. No judgment, please. I am also just a touch of the way into Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman. I'm not really into the whole poetry thing, so it's taking me a lot longer than I anticipated. And I am also only 1 chapter into Girl in Disguise by Greer McAllister, and I erroneously said that this was a middle grade book. Yeah, no, it's a historical fiction book about the first female agent for the Pinkerton Detective Agency. So I was way off, and so far I'm very intrigued by this and I'm liking it. So I will be finishing this before I start any of these June reads. After I finish at least Girl in Disguise, I will be picking up my first Emojiathon read, which is The Gift, which is a book that was gifted to you. And this, I'm going to read The Wild Girl, The Notebook of Ned Giles, 1932. It's a novel by Jim Fergus. And my mother gave this to me a while ago. She loved it and says that I really need to read it, that it is about my husband's and my daughter's people, to quote my mother. So I have to pick this up first and get that out of the way. The next book I have for my Emojiathon TBR is The Little Piece of Candy, which is a guilty pleasure read. And for this I chose Mer Charmer by Amy Bears. This is not excellent literature, but it is sure a whole lot of fun. And this is the second book in a series. This book is about Phoebe, and she is a mer charmer. So we'll see what this brings, and it's short. For the airplane emoji, that is to read a book set in a different country than your own. And I am going to read Forever Geek by Holly Smale. This is the final book in the Geek Girl series. This is book 6, and this is set in England. And it is about Harriet Manners, and Harriet Manners is absolutely delightful. And I cannot wait, and I'm surprised it took me this long to get to this. I have out from the library a couple of books other than the one that I'm currently reading. And so I'm going to use this book that I have here for the little blushy emoji. It's read a book that makes you happy just thinking about it. And for this I have The Little Book of Huga, Danish Secrets to Happy Living. And this just makes me feel like cozy, because I know that they're all about cozy stuff, and I don't know, like cozy and happy go together for me. So like cold weather is like happy and you're like cocooned and it makes you feel good, and so I'm going to read this for that. For the little clock emoji, you are supposed to read a book in under 24 hours, and so I have Big Mushy Happy Lump, a Sarah Scribbles collection by Sarah Anderson, and this is a graphic novel, just like little scribbles, and I read her first little collection and it was really cute and funny, and so I'll read this, and I can read that in under 24 hours, so yeah. For the music notes, it's a book that features music, I believe, and for this I chose Noteworthy by Riley Redgate, which I have just hauled and need to review. And this is about a girl who starts cross-dressing and joins a boys a cappella group because she can't get into a girls choir. So features music. For the little heart, that is a romance novel of some sort, and so I picked Princess Ever After by Rachel Hawke, which is book 2 in the Royal Wedding series. And you're going to see a theme. I really am choosing from the books that I said I wanted to read this summer. So yes, you've seen this book very recently before. The little nerdy glasses face with the buck teeth is to read a book with almost no hype. And for this, I picked The Tomorrow Code by Brian Faulkner because I've never seen anyone read or review one of his books here on BookTube or on my Goodreads page. So how about that? And these tend to be like tech thrillers sorts of deal, like computer thriller. I know that there's a term that I'm trying to come up with for these books, and I just can't think of it right this second. But that's what these are. The robot emoji is to read a sci-fi or futuristic book, and so I chose to read The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, because this needs to happen very soon. And for the peace out sign, that is a read a book you've had forever, and if you don't like it or don't read it, time to tell it peace out and unhaul it. So there's some serious pressure going on here, and this is one I got from Book Outlet, Gloss by Marilyn Kay, and this is just like a historical New York book, and it should be something that I would grab in a second, and I haven't picked it up in 3 years, so I'm gonna try to read it, and if I don't get to it, I'll get rid of it like I'm supposed to. So that is 10 books. I have not been reading as much as I have previously for various reasons, and I don't know how I'm going to do in June. On June 12th, I start the on-ramp for CrossFit 3 times a week. So I don't know if I'm going to be sore and tired and therefore reading more, or if it's going to actually give me more energy and I'll be out and about more. So I'm not really sure. I mean, my pool's going to be open. I tend to like swim around and read. So I don't know, we're going to have to see how this month plays out, because right now it's like dreary and not very summery and not late spring either. So again, we'll end up seeing what happens at the end of the month. Several of my Goodreads groups are reading books that I would like to read, but to be honest, I don't think I'm going to start any of those books. Just because I'm still in the middle of A Tale of Two Cities, and I feel like I need to make some progress in that before I start reading The House of Mirth or The Mill on the Floss. There will be other times to read those books. There are also some other readathons going on during the month, which I'm thinking I might participate in. The first one is a yearathon, which I have participated in before, and this month it is a catch up on series. Reading a book that's about a character your own age is also a possibility for some people, but I have no idea who's my age. That's easy if you're 16, 17, 18, maybe 19, but once you're older than that, that's really hard to figure out. So I have several series that I would like to read that week. A yearathon runs from the 5th to the 11th, and I will be participating in Readorama. You will see a separate TBR for that, and you may recognize some of the books on it, because I'll be pulling from that pile with possibly one addition to the pile different, but yes. So I will see you all later, and I hope you have a wonderful reading month. And as always, if there's something that you would like me to get to in the beginning of the month to make sure I get to it, please let me know below. And I will talk to you again later.